yoga class. This is going to be quite a gentle class. So lots of the positions will be either seated, lying down, which is supine in yoga, and prone, lying on the stomach. So we're going to start today in child's pose position, Balasana. We're going to have the legs together, knees together, toes together, and bring your sit bones down onto your heels. Now maybe this is too much, place a cushion under the sit bones and the heels, so you can bring the forehead down to the ground and bring the hands alongside the body near the toes. Relax the shoulders. Start to become aware of you today. So what is the breath like today? Is it deep or is it shallow? What's the mind like today? Is it chatty? Is it constant thoughts? And what's the body like? Are you holding on to any tension, any tightness? Do you feel heavy? Just checking in with where you are right now. So using this position to really draw your attention inwards. So feel the lower back, the sacrum, just completely relaxing now. Maybe you can feel it melting towards the ground. All the muscles in the back softening. The shoulders sinking deeper towards the ground. The jaw completely relaxed. And inhale, rising up. If this is again uncomfortable to sit on the heels like that, you can place something under the feet or under the hips to elevate you higher, or something in the middle for you to balance on, like a cushion. Okay, so find yourself a nice tall spine with the hips, torso, shoulders, head all stacked in one line. Inhale, raise the hands to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands through centre. As we do this now, we're going to concentrate on implementing Ujjayi breathing. So when we inhale, we're going to inhale from the base, from the pubic bone, draw the breath up, filling up the stomach, the sides, the back, filling up the middle, the sides, the back, and filling up the chest, lifting up all the way, filling all the way around the back, and then exhaling all the way down. So we'll take a breath, we're going to count for 4. Inhale, raise the hands to the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Inhale, draw the hands to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the body forward, place the hands onto the ground, lift the sit bones, open the knees under the hips, the shoulders above the wrists. Okay, you can tuck. Okay, so you can tuck the toes here if that's more comfortable for the knees, or you can lay the feet flat. For me, it's nicer to tuck the toes. Okay, as you inhale, I want you to feel the tailbone go high, the belly drop down. The heart pulls through the shoulders at the same time as the hands drag back, and you reach the chest forward. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, navel to spine. Start to push into the hands to round the space between the shoulder blades, and then bring the head to gaze through the knees. So inhale the tailbone up, belly down, heart pulling forward, looking forward. Exhale, tucking the tailbone, navel to spine, looking between the knees, rounding the shoulders. 3 more times at your own rhythm of breath. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. And then allow the spine to come to neutral. Take the bum to stick out to the right side and then allow your head to come and look to the right bum cheek. And then stick the bum to the left side and then look to the left bum cheek. To the right, to the left. All this is going to help you have a nice healthy spine. Continuing to look left and right. And back to centre. Bring the hands out in front of you so you can feel a nice stretch, and then bring the forehead to the ground. Okay. Feel that the sit bones now, the bum cheeks are widening out and the navel is pulled into the spine so the abdomen's nice and engaged. And you can start to feel the chest sinking down towards the ground. If it's easy for you in this position, you can come onto the nose or the chin and allow the chest to fully drop down to the ground. Remembering your ujjayi breathing, this long, controlled, rhythmic breathing. And inhale, push it into the hands and lift back up. Walk the hands back in so the shoulders are back above the wrists. Lengthen the right leg out and push into the toes. Push into the hands as you take the body back so you can feel more of the stretch into the calf. And then bringing the body back in line so the hips are above the shoulders. You can swing this right leg to the front of the mat. Okay. Place both hands on the outside of the foot. Come up onto your fingertips. So now, if we feel nice and stable here, we can start to sink the hip down. At the same time, we want to draw the heel and the knee towards each other to activate the legs as well. Okay, if this is comfortable for you and you feel like you've got the balance, you can come up and put a hand on the knee. If this is okay, you can maybe lift the hands off and lift the hands in the sky. Inhale, reach out through the fingers, create the space in the hip flexor of the front body, lifting up, and as you exhale, sink down. And then everyone, let's bring our hands back down to the ground. As we push into the right foot, take the hips back. I'm going to go back flat on my back left foot and take the hips all the way back till I come to sit on my heel. Again, I'm drawing the right heel towards the right bum cheek. You should be feeling a stretch in the hamstring. You can inhale, lift the chest high, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, lead forward with the chest. And then inhale, coming all the way back forward again. The hands around the right foot. And you can bring the right foot back, right knee back under the hip, into your all fours position. Inhale, the tailbone goes high, belly drops down, look forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine. This is your cat shape. Inhaling, the tailbone goes up, the belly drops down, the heart comes forward. This is your cow shape. Exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, pulling the heart forward. And exhale, return to a neutral spine. Lengthen the left leg out long, push into the toes. So the toes at the back of the mat. So as I push into the hands, I take my body further back, I feel more of a stretch in the calf. Remembering this breathing the whole way through the practice. The breath is the boss, the breath leads the way. The goal is, when you've done enough practice, is that you only think of the breath. And the movement becomes like a meditation. And then bringing the body back over, we want to bring the left foot in between the hands, so taking the left hand, stepping it forward, and then sinking into the hip, drawing the heel and the knee towards each other, activating the legs. If this is okay, you feel stable, coming onto the knee with the hands, lifting up. You want to be lengthening through this hip flexor, lengthening the space here, lengthening the lower back, lifting. And again, if this is okay, you can come up and raise the hands to the sky, placing the hands in a pistol shape, the Kali Mudra. Inhale, reach the fingers high, lengthen. Exhale, you can sink deeper into the stretch. We allow the exhales to take us deeper into the stretches. And placing the hands back down to the ground around the foot, taking the sit bones back towards the heel, all the way back. So you're sitting on the heel, drawing the left heel in towards the left bum cheek. Inhale, lift the chest high, and exhale, sink forward. And coming back forward on the left foot into your low lunge, hands around the foot, and bring the knee back under the hip into your all fours. Inhale, tailbone goes up, belly drops down, look forward. Exhale, rounding. Inhaling into cow. Exhale, rounding into cat. Tuck the back toes under. We're going to lift the knees. So first we want to check that the shoulders are still above the wrists, the knees are still above the hips. We want to have our abdomen engaged, our pelvic floor lifted, and our ribcage tucked in. We're just going to lift the knees up 2 millimeters off the ground. Push into the hands like you're pushing through the ground, round through the shoulder blades. I'm going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, brilliant, and place the knees back down. Place the sit bones back down towards the heel in an active child's pose. Claw onto the mat with the fingertips. As you inhale, claw onto the fingertips. Tuck the navel to spine, round forward into your cow shape. This time as you exhale, the tailbone's going to go up, the belly drops down, the heart comes forward, and you drag the sit bones back down towards the heels. Let's do 3 more of these. Inhale, navel to spine, rounding forward, shoulders come over wrists. Exhale, gaze comes up, tailbone goes up, and the sit bones goes back down to the heels. 2 more at your own breath. Okay, so now we're all back in our active child's pose. Inhale, this time we're going to round all the way forward into our cat shape. And as we exhale, the tailbone goes up. We're going to bend the elbows. I'm going to bring the chest towards the ground and the chin towards the ground. So the chest is coming just like in between the thumbs, chin's reaching forward. And then inhale, let the feet go flat, push into the hands, lift the chest. The pubic bone comes down and we lift the chest into cobra. Okay, so we want to make sure that our hands now, our wrists are under our elbows. Our toes are grounded down, so the pinky toes is grounded down. And as we inhale, we're going to lift the chest and try and lift the hands off too, activating the back muscles. Push the back of the head back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, take the shoulder blades down towards the hips. And exhale, release the forehead down to the ground. If you need to do a big exhale out of the mouth and release any tension, you can do. If you want to move your sit bones from side to side, you can do that. Feel into your body, see what it wants to do now. And then bring the hands wider than the mat. Come up onto the fingertips, the elbows above the wrists. Okay, so the toenails are grounded, the toes are grounded, the kneecaps are lifted, the legs are strong. As you inhale, push into the fingertips lightly. Use the strength of the back to lift up. And as you exhale, sink back down. Inhale, this time we're going to lift up. We're going to look over the right, left shoulder. And exhale, come back down. Inhale, look up. We're going to look over the right shoulder. And exhale, come back down. This time we're going to come to center. Inhale, lifting up through the center. And this time as you exhale, you're going to stay here. You're going to push the back of your head back. You're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then you're going to drag the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Keep the legs active and strong. The feet grounded down, kneecaps lifted. And then exhale all the way down. Forehead comes back down to the ground. Big exhale out of the mouth if you need it. Hands come beside the breast, tuck the toes under, and push into the hands as you bring your sit bones back down into this child's pose, or active feet in a child's pose. So clawing into the mat, inhale, navel to spine, round forward into your cat shape, bring your wrists under your shoulders. Exhale, the tailbone goes up, the belly drops down, the heart looks forward. Inhale, rounding, navel to spine. And exhale, this time we're going to bring the chest to the ground. So the chest comes between the thumbs and the chin. Feet come down flat. Inhale, push into the hands, lift the chest. Pubic bone comes down to the ground. And lift the chest into cobra. So are our hands under our elbows. Inhale, lift the hands off the ground. And exhale, sink the forehead down to the ground. If you need to. Bring your right arm out right now in line with the shoulder. And the left hand is staying in line with the breast. Let your right cheek rest on the floor as you roll onto the right hip. Okay. So if this is easy for you and you're not feeling much of a stretch in the shoulder, you can come onto the fingertips on the left hand. Bring the left foot behind and push into the fingertips and feel more of a stretch in the shoulder. If this is still okay, you can bring the hand behind the back, maybe wrap it to the thigh, or if you're super flexible, you can take hold of the fingers. And inhaling, rolling back onto the stomach. Bring the left hand out in front of you into a T shape now, and bring the right hand beside the breast. Bring the left cheek to the ground. Roll on to the left hip. So again, this is level 1. Level 2, fingertips on the ground. Bring the foot behind you. Press into the fingertips. Always remembering the breath. Allowing the exhale to take you deeper. Maybe bringing the hand behind the back if you did on the other side. And inhaling back through centre, both hands to the side of breast, tuck the toes under, bring the sit bones back towards the heels. This time, as we're now in this crouching position, we're going to push into the tiptoes, lift the knees, take the sit bones high, keep the knees super bent now. We can, like in a crouch down dog, so you want to feel now your hands on the ground. Your hands are super grounded, the space between the right first finger and thumb is grounded, reaching out through the sacrum. You want to feel like the eyes of the elbows are trying to reach forward because you're going to wrap the triceps back. Navel to spine, elongating the spine now. So you're going to come into this inverted V. The most important thing is to lengthen the spine here. So rather than placing the heels down and having a really rounded spine, try and keep the knees bent and have a nice long spine, a nice open channel. If the heels can come down to the ground, you can place them on the ground and straighten the legs, keeping the legs engaged. And if you need to come onto the knees now, you can. And then we're going to all walk to the front of the mat and bring our feet between our hands. Bend the knees generously, take hold of each elbow, relax the head down, lengthen the back of the neck, create space between the shoulders and the head. Just drift to the left, drift to the right. Allow the lower back to lengthen as you imagine now that everything is sinking off the back now. And place the hands on the ground. As you inhale, we're going to draw the breath up from the base, from the root again, lifting up the chest, lifting the gaze forward, lengthening the spine, bring the hands onto the thighs, the shoulder blades go down the back, halfway lift. Exhale, let's stay here and feel the weight of the sit bones above the heels, not too far back. And concentrate now on the feeling of the breath moving. So inhaling, filling all the sides, and exhaling, sending the breath back down and out. Inhale again, let's lengthen the spine, create the space in the vertebrae. And then as you exhale, you're going to forward fold down. You can bend your knees here if you want to and keep your stomach to your thighs. Or you can keep the legs straight, remember to feel in the hips over the heels. Few breaths here. And then let's bend the knees, place the hands to the ground, open the feet wide, bring the heels and the toes in the same line as you sink the hip bones down. If this is too much, you can lift up the heels and do it on the toes. If not, let's come into Malasana. Okay, so maybe you're super high up in the air, maybe you're on the heels, maybe you're using your hands, that's okay. Everything will open up in time. So if you don't have your hands on the ground, let's place the arms inside of the knees. So push the elbows against the knees against the elbows. Feel the spine lengthening through the crown of the head. Again, tuning into this breath and how the breath travels when you're in this posture. And then bringing your hands to the ground, maybe behind you, so you can come to seated, placing both heels together, both feet together now. So try to draw them into your pubic bone, feeling the sit bones anchored down, feeling the torso stacked, the shoulders stacked, the head stacked, reaching out through the crown of the head, lengthening the back of the neck. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, you can forward fold, so forward fold from the hips, feeling the sit bones go back, the chest come forward. back to a straight spine and open the legs. Okay. So the kneecaps pointed to the ceiling, the toes pointed to the ceiling. Bringing the hands behind the back. Again, you can sit on a cushion here to elevate your hips higher than your knees. Help you tip the tailbone forward, tip the pelvic bone forward. Inhale, reach out through the crown of the head. Navel to spine, exhale, coming forward. So we want to have a nice straight spine here rather than being rounded. Thinking, tipping the pelvic bone and the chest leading. And inhaling, going back up. Let's draw the left foot into the thigh of the right foot. Place the right hand on the shin. Inhale, open the chest to the left. Raise the hand above the head. As you exhale, place the hand at the back of the head and draw the elbow open so you're feeling a twist. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. And this time as you exhale, you can sink down over the right knee. Inhaling here, lengthening, reaching forward. As you exhale again, opening the elbow more to the side so that you can feel the twist. Sinking down. Inhaling, drawing the left hand up to the sky and then placing the left hand behind the left hip, pushing into the shin of the left leg, pushing into the foot of the right foot and lifting the right hand over the body. Again, you can place this on the back of the head. Inhale here, create a space in the hip flexor, and as you exhale, draw the elbow open and feel the opening of the chest. Try and have one more breath here. And then exhale, sinking the hips back down. Bring the navel in line with the knee and sinking over the right leg. Inhale, push into the hands and lift the chest high, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release down. Inhaling, coming up. Placing the left foot and the right foot together now. Now you're in more of a diamond shape rather than having the heels close to the pubic bone. Inhale, you can take hold of the ankles, the calves, lengthen, exhale, sink down. Inhale, lifting up, lengthening, exhale, sinking. Inhale, rising up, lengthen out the left leg and bring the right foot into the thigh. Place the left hand on the shin or the thigh of the left leg and open the chest to the right. Inhale, sweep the hand to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands behind the head and open the elbow. Inhale here, lengthen through the spine and exhale, sink down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, opens the elbow more. Takes the twist and allows you to sink deeper down. Inhale, reaching the right hand up to the sky and bring the hand behind the hip. Push into the shin as you lift up the hips. Push into the left foot and raise the left hand overhead. Placing the hand at the back of the head. Make sure that your bicep on your right arm is engaged and that the shoulder is behind the wrist. It's not in line with the wrist down. And exhaling, placing the sit bones back down to the ground, bringing the navel in line with the left knee and sinking over the left knee. Inhale, lifting the chest, lengthening. Exhale, sinking back down. inhale, rising up. As we're going to come to bring both feet flat on the ground now, so the knees are towards the sky. Place your hands on your knees, navel to spine. We're going to slowly round down until our back comes to the ground, all the way down. And inhale, lift the knees up towards the armpits. Open the feet towards the sky, so as if you're trying to high five the sky with your feet. And you can take your hands to the calves and pull the knees down to the ground. At the same time, you kind of create an extra force of pushing the feet up to the sky. Make sure your lower back's on the ground. If your lower back is on the ground easily here, you can take hold of the outer feet. And inhale, bring the heels to get the knees together in front of the chest. Lift the head, place the hands at the back of the head. Navel to spine, pelvic floor lifted, tuck the rib cage in. Straighten the left leg and bring the left elbow to the right knee. Then swap. Right elbow to left knee. Swap. Left elbow to right knee. And let's continue this and make sure the legs are nice and active. They're not going floppy. Keeping sure that the pelvic floor is still lifted. The navel's still tucked into the spine. The rib cage is tucked in. And then exhale, placing the feet on the ground, placing the head on the ground. Maybe you need a big exhale out of the mouth. Release any tension that's built up. Allow the left leg to go long and flat on the mat. Push out through the heel, the thighs active. And draw the right knee into the chest. Bring your hands behind the thigh and take the heel to the sky. And then bend the knee to the sky. And then bend the knee to the sky. This time we're going to keep it here as we make sure our pelvic floor is still lifted, our abdomen still engaged, the left leg strong. We hold behind the thigh and pull it closer to the body. Maybe you can take hold of the big toe. Try and keep the shoulder grounded. If not, just keep the hands behind the thigh, that's fine. And then we're going to open the leg out towards the right side. So try to keep this left hip grounded. If it starts to rise, then you've gone too far. Okay, maybe again you can take hold of the big toe. And then back to centre. Then bending the knee back into the stomach and letting the right leg go along. Just for the moment, close the eyes with the arms down beside the body and feel into both sides of the body, the left leg and the right leg, left side of the body, the right side of the body. Can you feel a difference in the body? Can you become aware, more aware of the sensations in your body, the differences in your body after practicing? Okay, then draw the left knee into the stomach. So push out through the heel of the right leg as you take hold of the back of the left thigh. The heel comes to the sky and then bend the knee into, and then up, and then heel to bum, and then knee to sky. Let's stay here. So again, nice straight leg, strong. Keeping this right leg active too, pulling behind the thigh, and maybe taking hold of the big toe if you can reach, and keep the shoulder on the ground. Using the breath. And then opening the leg out towards the left side, keeping the right hip grounded. Maybe place a hand on it to ensure that you keep it grounded. And then pulling it back into centre. And bending the knee back into the belly. Bring both knees into the chest again. Maybe lift the head towards the knees, completely round the spine. And release the head back down. Place the right foot flat on the mat as you place the ankle of the left leg just under the knee. Stay here or lift up the right leg. Stay here or wrap the hands inside the space and pull the shin bone closer to the body. Keep both feet active. You can see both of my feet are flexed now, protecting the knees. And then replace the foot back flat to the ground and place the left foot flat on the ground as you bring the right ankle onto the knee, the left leg. Either keeping the leg, left foot on the ground and walking it in closer till you feel the stretch, or lifting it off the ground. Or second option, interlacing the fingers through the leg, pulling on the shin bone, breathing into the stretch. Placing the foot back flat on the ground, both feet flat on the ground now. Let the knees knock together. Feel the lower back completely on the mat. And then inhale, lifting the knees up. Take hold of the knees as you draw circles with the knees. Getting into the hips. And as you bring your shin bones parallel to the ground now, or bring the arms out into a T. As you exhale, let both knees drop towards the right. Look towards the left if it's comfortable for the neck. Make sure both shoulders blades are on the ground. Shoulders on the ground. And inhaling. Knees back to centre. Exhaling, knees to the left side as you look towards the right. So if your shoulder is lifted, try and draw the left shoulder further apart so that you can ground the shoulders on the mat. Inhale back to centre. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Bring the hands around the knees. Maybe you can hold on to the elbows, or maybe not, that's okay. Inhaling, draw the head to the knees, making a small ball. And exhale, the head comes down, the shoulders come down, the arms lie flat on the mat. Allow the legs to lengthen towards the bottom of the mat. In your Shavasana pose now, allow the breath to return to its normal rhythm. And use this time to observe again the sensations in the body, the after effects of the practice. The calmness that follows. Allow the whole body to relax here. Relaxing the toes, the ankles, relaxing all the way up the legs, the shins, calves, backs of the knees. Observing now the pelvic region. Relaxing the abdomen. Feeling the chest rise and fall. Allowing the awareness to travel deeper inside. To relax. Shoulders sinking onto the mat. The jaw completely softening now. Cheeks, all the tiny muscles in the cheeks. Maybe you can imagine the cheeks just melting off the face now as you completely let go and relax. Relaxing the tiny muscles around the eyes and through the eyes. The back of the eyes. Completely relaxing. Space between the eyebrows. And all the way up to the crown of the head, to the top of the head. And drawing the awareness now to the very back of the head. To the back of the heart. And allowing the attention now to rest there as you finish your Shavasana. Thank you for practicing with me today. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe for more content. Namaste.